You may have seen this Vio laptop, SX12, making the rounds. A 2-pound, 12.5-inch laptop with Ethernet, HDMI, and VGA ports. And there's a famous image where you will see it's SX12, Will.
Oh.
Yeah. No, you got the X before the S. There it is over there. Look at all the stuff hooked up to it. SX12. VGA, HDMI, Ethernet, Type-C, 2 classic USB ports. Sorry, 3 classic USB. What? In a 2-pound package? What? It has as many ports as a 4-pound laptop. Are you kidding me right now? It goes on sale in Japan this week for $1,100 and up. No word of when it will be available elsewhere or if it will at all. But it just goes to show you. We don't have to believe this scenario in which they tell us if it's going to be thin, we got to get rid of all your ports. Apparently not. This thing is thin and light, 1.96 pounds, 11.3 by 8 by 0.7 thick. It's got HDMI VGA, gigabit Ethernet, 1 times USB 3.1 Gen 2 Type-C, 1 times USB 3.1 Gen 2 Type-A, 2 times USB 3 Type-A, SD card slot, and a 3.5 millimeter audio jack. Now, this Vio brand, used to be part of Sony. I believe it was broken out into just a laptop company in Japan now, and they export some of their models. But this is what it is. This is useful. You bring up that image with all this stuff plugged in, and you're like, yeah, why do I want to be caught in a situation where I need a particular port and I don't have it? Is it really an engineering issue, or is it just these companies attempting to oversimplify quickly, like in Apple's case with all the dongles and so forth? Now, it's not just Apple. There's a lot of Ultrabook manufacturers that have moved on to just Type-C connectors. And I get it. It's the ultimate connector. But then you're in a dongle situation in some cases, and you just can't interface with as many things. So this showcases the ability to do something different. It does exist. It is possible. Now, granted, from a design perspective, yeah, you could argue it's a bit uglier. You got all these ports hanging out. I mean, for example, if you look at the profile image, the VGA port, it extends beyond the actual frame. So the laptop is thinner than a VGA connector, but they still got it in there. So if you're looking for utility in an ultra portable package, I just can't imagine really beating this thing at 2 pounds and tons of utility. Now, the keyboard looks weird to me. The space bar is minuscule. I couldn't live that keyboard life. But I'm just saying, having gone from the singular port dongle situation to the current situation I'm in, there's a lot of upside to having the versatility of alternative ports at times. And I don't know what the right balance is, but it's helpful. Many times when I least expect it, it turns out to be helpful to have a variety of ports. And this thing does. As far as the rest of the specs, supports up to Core i7-8565U Whiskey Lake processor, up to 16 gigs of RAM, and 1 terabyte PCIe NVMe solid-state storage. The panel is 1080p, and bezels are less than 5 millimeters thick, and it has an HD camera above the screen. So that's the remainder of the specs. It's kind of amazing what they can pack in there. Now, speaking of that, I don't know when you're watching this, but we just did the world's smallest Ultrabook, if you recall. We just filmed a video upstairs. I don't know if it's out yet, but if it is, go check it out because that's another example. It's got lots of ports too. And how heavy is that thing, Will? 1.4?
1.4.
1.4 pounds. Oh, man. And so anyway, go check that out. You can do things. There's cool products for everyone. They're all out there.